I'm Derek, 36, and 30 seconds ago my wife just told me she never loved me at our vow renewal ceremony, surrounded by everyone who thought we were perfect. I teach history at Lincoln High. I spend my days explaining to teenagers how empires fall, how wars start with small cracks that nobody notices until it's too late. I never thought I'd become a case study in my own lesson. Vanessa and I have been married for 8 years. She's an interior designer, one of those people who can walk into a room and immediately see what it could be, not what it is. I always loved that about her, the way she saw potential in everything. I thought that included me. The vow renewal was my idea. Things have felt distant lately. Not bad, just quiet, like we were roommates who occasionally remembered to kiss goodnight. I thought renewing our vows would remind us why we started this in the first place. Rekindle the romance. I even hired a photographer, rented out the same garden venue where we got married. 60 people showed up, friends, family, co-workers. My brother Trevor flew in from Seattle to be my best man again. The ceremony is beautiful. White roses everywhere. String quartet playing something soft in the background. Vanessa looks stunning in a cream dress that probably cost more than my monthly salary. I'm standing at the altar thinking about how lucky I am, how we made it through the hard years, the miscarriage, the job changes, the fights about whether to buy a house or keep renting. Father Mitchell asked the question we've been building toward for 3 months of planning. Derek, Vanessa, do you renew the vows you made to one another 8 years ago? I say yes immediately. My voice doesn't even shake. Vanessa opens her mouth. Nothing comes out. I think she's nervous. Stage fright. She gets anxious in front of crowds. Always has. I reach for her hand and squeeze it gently, trying to tell her it's okay. We can take our time. She pulls her hand away. Then she leans in close to my ear. Her breath is warm against my skin. For a second, I think she's going to whisper something sweet, something private meant just for me. Instead, she says, I can't do this anymore. You were my backup plan. Colton's divorced now. I should have married him from the start. My brain doesn't process it at first. The words sound like English, but they're not making sense. Backup plan. Colton. I know that name. Her ex-boyfriend from college, the one she dated before me. She's mentioned him maybe twice in 8 years. Always in passing, always like he was ancient history. Vanessa, what? She steps back. Her eyes are wet, but her voice is steady. Too steady, like she's rehearsed this. I'm sorry, she says, and now she's loud enough that the front row can hear her. But I need to be honest. I settled. The garden goes silent. Even the string quartet stops playing mid-note. Settled. The word hangs in the air like smoke. I try to laugh because surely this is a joke, some weird anxiety-fueled breakdown that we'll laugh about later over wine. Van, you're just nervous. Let's take a breath. I'm not nervous, Derek. I'm done pretending. Her mom stands up in the second row, hand over her mouth. Trevor takes a step forward, but I hold up my hand to stop him. My legs feel like they're made of sand. You're serious, I hear myself say. Colton reached out 6 months ago. We've been talking. He's divorced now. He want me back. And I realize I never stopped wanting him. 6 months. She's been planning this for 6 months while I was planning a vow renewal. While I was writing new vows on my laptop at midnight, trying to find the perfect words to tell her how much she means to me. Someone in the crowd gasps. I think it's my mom. Vanessa's already turning away, already walking back down the aisle she was supposed to walk toward me on. Her cream dress trails behind her like a ghost. She doesn't look back. I stand there frozen while 60 people stare at me. Some of them look horrified. Some of them look like they want to disappear. Trevor's next to me now, gripping my shoulder, but I can barely feel it. Father Mitchell clears his throat. I think perhaps we should, but I'm not listening anymore. I'm watching Vanessa push through the garden gate and disappear into the parking lot. I'm watching 8 years of my life walk away in 3-inch heels. My brother leans in close. Derek, we should go. Let's get you out of here. But I can't move. Because somewhere beneath the shock and the humiliation and the crushing weight of 60 pairs of eyes on me, something else is starting to build. Clarity. She just humiliated me in front of everyone I know. She admitted she used me as a placeholder for 8 years. She threw away our marriage in the exact spot where we started it. And she has no idea what she just set in motion. I look at Trevor. My voice comes out calmer than it should. I'm okay. Derek, you're not. I'm okay, I repeat. Take everyone to the reception venue. Tell them there's been a change of plans, but the food and bar are still happening. They came all this way. Trevor stares at me like I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. I walk down the aisle, alone, past my mom who's crying, past Vanessa's parents who won't make eye contact, past my co-workers from school who are whispering behind their hands. I get in my car and sit in the driver's seat for 10 minutes without starting the engine. My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. This is Iris, Colton's ex-wife. We met once at a barbecue. I just heard what happened. We need to talk. Trust me. I stare at the message. Then I start the car. Vanessa thinks this story ends with her walking away. She thinks I'll cry, beg, maybe even take her back when Colton inevitably disappoints her. But she forgot something important. I'm a history teacher. I know how stories like this end. And I'm about to teach her a lesson she'll never forget. She left me at the altar again, except this time, she wasn't running from commitment. She was running to someone else. I don't remember driving home from a venue. 1 minute I'm sitting in my car reading a text from someone named Iris. The next I'm pulling into my driveway, and the sun's starting to set. The reception happened without me. Trevor texted 3 times saying people were asking questions. That Vanessa's parents look like they want to crawl into a hole. I don't care about any of that. I walk to the front door and immediately know something's wrong. The house is too quiet. Not empty quiet. Active quiet. Like someone's trying not to make noise. I find Vanessa in our bedroom. She's packing a suitcase on our bed, the bed we've shared for 8 years. She doesn't even look surprised to see me. Just keeps folding clothes with mechanical precision. You're really doing this? I say. It's not a question. I can't stay here tonight, Derek. I'll come back for the rest later. She's talking to me like I'm a landlord, like we're discussing lease terms. You owe me an explanation. My voice sounds calmer than I feel. A real one, not whatever that was at the ceremony. Vanessa stops folding. She sits on the edge of bed, her side, the side she slept on for 8 years, and finally looks at me. Her eyes are dry. That's what breaks something inside me. She's not even crying. Colton and I reconnected 6 months ago, she says. He reached out on Instagram. Just a simple, hey, how have you been message. We started talking. Then video calls. Then more. The word tastes like acid. We met up 3 times. Coffee twice. Dinner once. She says it like she's reading a grocery list. And I realize something. He's who I was supposed to be with. You were safe, comfortable, but not him. I sit down in the chair across from the bed because my legs won't hold me anymore. So our entire marriage was what? A placeholder. I didn't plan it that way. Now she looks uncomfortable. Good. When we met, I'd just gotten out of that relationship with Colton. He'd gotten engaged to someone else. Iris. It destroyed me. You were there. You were kind. You were stable. I thought that's what I needed. I thought I could make it work. That love would grow. And it did in a way. I do care about you, Derek. But it's not what I feel when I'm with him. The room tilts. I grip the arms of the chair to steady myself. How long have you been lying to me? I ask. She looks away. I married you because Colton wasn't available. I stayed because it was easier than starting over. But 6 months ago he got divorced and he reached out and everything I buried just came back. So you've been having an affair for 6 months. We didn't sleep together, she says quickly. Too quickly. We just talked, planned, waited for the right time to... The right time. I'm on my feet now. You chose our vow renewal as the right time. You let me plan an entire ceremony, Invite everyone we know. Stand up there like an idiot. I didn't know how else to do it. Her voice cracks. Finally, an emotion. I couldn't keep pretending. And I thought public pressure might make it easier, make it final. I stare at her, really look at her, the woman I thought I knew, the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. She's a stranger. Get out, I say quietly. Derek, get your stuff and get out of my house. It's our house. You just admitted you never wanted to be here, so leave. She stands up, closes the suitcase with shaking hands. She's nervous now. Good. She should be. At the bedroom door, she pauses. Trevor knew something was wrong. He pulled me aside at the rehearsal dinner, asked if I was okay. I almost told him then. Trevor? My brother's name pulls me back. What about Trevor? He saw me on my phone. I was texting Colton, laughing at something he said. Trevor noticed I was distant. He's perceptive. She hoists the suitcase. I'm staying at a hotel tonight. We'll figure out the logistics later. There's nothing to figure out. I say, you made your choice. She walks out. I hear her footsteps on the stairs, hear the front door open and close, hear her car start in the driveway. I sit on the bed, my side now, I guess, and wait for the tears to come. They don't. Instead, there's just this cold, hollow feeling spreading through my chest. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I pull it out, expecting Trevor or my mom. It's that text again. The one from Iris. This is Iris, Colton's ex-wife. We met once at a barbecue. I just heard what happened. We need to talk. Trust me? I stare at the message for a long time. Then I type back, when and where? The response comes in 30 seconds. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., Riverside Coffee on Main. I have things you need to see. I don't know what she means. Don't know what she could possibly show me that would matter now. But something in her message, the certainty, the urgency, makes me respond. I'll be there. I set the phone down and look around the bedroom. Our wedding photo is still on the dresser. Vanessa's smiling in it, holding my hand, looking at the camera like she's exactly where she wants to be. I walk over and turn the frame face down. Then I sit on the couch in the living room, in the dark, and I don't move for 3 hours. Somewhere around midnight, my phone buzzes again. Another text, this time from a number I don't recognize. Derek, this is Colton. I know this is awkward, but Vanessa, and I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I hope we can all be adults about this. I read it twice. Then I delete it without responding. Because here's what Vanessa doesn't understand. Here's what Colton doesn't understand. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to make a scene. I'm going to meet Iris tomorrow. I'm going to find out exactly who Colton Reeves is. And then I'm going to teach both of them something they clearly never learned. Actions have consequences. And their lesson is just beginning. The next morning, I got a text. The text was from Iris, Colton's ex-wife. We'd only met once, at a neighborhood barbecue years ago. Her message had 3 words. We need to talk. I arrive at Riverside Coffee 10 minutes early. I haven't slept, haven't eaten. I'm running on coffee and rage, and this gnawing need to understand what just happened to my life. Iris walks in at exactly 10. I recognize her immediately. Tall, dark hair pulled back, sharp eyes that look like they've seen too much. She's carrying a leather portfolio bag. She spots me, nods, and orders a black coffee before sitting down across from me. No pleasantries. No small talk. Vanessa destroyed my marriage, she says. Now she's about to destroy her own life. Thought you should know what you're dealing with. I set my cup down carefully. I'm listening. 3 years ago, for months after Colton and I got married, I found texts on his phone. She pulls out her phone, scrolls, shows me a screenshot. This one's my favorite. I married the wrong person. You're the one I think about every night. The message is from Colton, sent to Vanessa 3 years ago. My brain stutters trying to do the math. 3 years ago, Vanessa and I were celebrating our 5th anniversary. She surprised me with a weekend trip to the coast. We talked about starting a family. That's when it started? I ask. That's when I found out about it. Iris corrects. But based on what I've pieced together since, it never really stopped. They dated in college, broke up, but kept this connection. Even after he married me. Even after you married her. She pulls out a tablet from her bag, opens a folder. Inside are dozens of screenshots, text messages, Instagram DMs, Facebook messages going back years. They called it being friends, Iris says. Her voice is flat, controlled. Coffee meetups, lunch dates. He'd tell me it was networking for his real estate business. She'd be in town, they'd catch up. Innocent, right? But it wasn't. No, it wasn't. She swipes to another screenshot. During my first pregnancy, I miscarried at 12 weeks. She sent him this. Thinking about you today. Wish I could be there to comfort you the way you need. I feel sick. Second miscarriage. Iris continues. He was on a business trip. I found the hotel receipt 6 months later. Same weekend. Same city as an interior design conference Vanessa posted about on Instagram. Everything clicks into place. 2 years ago, Vanessa went to that conference in Portland. Came back refreshed, happy. Talked about how inspired she felt. I'd been proud of her for taking time to invest in her career. I have Venmo records, Iris says, swiping again. Vanessa to Colton. Lunch, $300. Coffee, $500. These aren't meal payments. Derek, this is... She was giving him money. I finish. She was funding the affair. Hotel rooms he couldn't put on credit cards I might see. Gifts, dinners. Iris locks her tablet. Sets it down. I divorced him 14 months ago. Took me a year to gather everything, build my case, make sure I got what I deserved. And you want to know the kicker? I nod because I can't speak. He told me he was glad I left. Said it freed him up to finally be with the person he's supposed to be with. Meaning Vanessa. Except Vanessa was still married to you. So they waited, planned, and when he got divorced 6 months ago, they started the final phase. The vow renewal, I say quietly. She needed a public exit strategy. Something dramatic enough that no one would question why she left. Iris leans forward. Derek, I'm not here out of the goodness of my heart. I'm here because Vanessa helped destroy my marriage while playing the perfect wife to you. And Colton? He's not the man she thinks he is. What do you mean? He's broke. The divorce cleaned him out. I made sure of that. His real estate career is hanging by a thread. He's got debt collectors calling him twice a week. She pauses. Vanessa thinks she's running toward her soulmate. She's actually running toward a financial train wreck who's been using her as a backup plan too. The irony isn't lost on me. Iris reaches into her bag and pulls out a thumb drive. Silver. Small. She slides it across the table like we're in a spy movie. Everything's on here. Emails, photos, financial record from Colton's accounts I still had access to before the divorce was finalized. Text threads. Timeline of their affair going back 5 years. Proof that Vanessa knew exactly what she was doing. She stands up. If you want revenge, I've already done the homework. Your move, Derek. I pick up the thumb drive. It weighs nothing but feels like it weighs everything. Why are you giving this to me? I ask. Because they both deserve to understand what it feels like when your life implodes because of someone else's lies. She pulls her bag over her shoulder. And because, honestly, I'm tired of being the only person who knows the truth about who they really are. She starts to walk away, then turns back. One more thing. Colton's been on dating apps the entire time. He's been rekindling things with Vanessa. I have screenshots of his profile from last week. He's not leaving them up for nostalgia. My hand tightens around the thumb drive. Good luck, Derek. Something tells me you're going to need it less than they will. She walks out of the coffee shop. I sit there for another 20 minutes, staring at the thumb drive. 5 years. Vanessa's been having an emotional affair, and sometimes physical, based on those hotel receipts. For 5 years. More than half our marriage. While I was grading papers and planning anniversary trips, and talking about maybe adopting a dog. My phone buzzes. Text from Vanessa. Can we talk? I want to explain things properly. I almost laugh. She wants to explain. She wants me to understand. She probably wants me to wish her well, to be mature about this, to let her have her happily ever after with the man she chose over me. I plugged the thumb drive into my laptop, right there at the coffee shop. The folder opens. Hundreds of files. Years of evidence. A timeline of betrayal, so detailed it looks like a criminal investigation. Iris wasn't kidding about doing the homework. I scroll through messages. Photos of Vanessa and Colton at hotels. Venmo payments with increasingly flirty captions. Calendar entries showing meetups that match exactly what times Vanessa told me she was working late or meeting clients. And then I find the video file. It's from a Ring camera. Date stamp, 2 weeks ago. Colton's apartment building. I click play. The footage shows Vanessa at his door. They kiss. Not a friendly kiss. Not a goodbye kiss. A kiss that tells me everything I need to know about their "we didn't sleep together" story. I close the laptop. My phone's still showing Vanessa's text. Can we talk? I type back. There's nothing left to talk about. My lawyer will be in touch. Then I call Trevor. I need your help, I tell him. And I need you to trust me. Can you meet me at my place in an hour? Of course. Derek, what's going on? I'm going to fix this. I say, all of it. I hang up, pack my laptop, and walk out of the coffee shop with Iris's thumb drive in my pocket. Vanessa wanted honesty. She's about to get more truth than she ever bargained for. And Colton's about to learn that some backup plans have teeth. I'm a high school teacher. I teach kids that history repeats itself when people don't learn from mistakes. Vanessa was about to get a brutal history lesson. Trevor arrives at my place within the hour. I show him the thumb drive contents. He goes pale watching the Ring camera footage, reading the messages, seeing the Venmo payments that span years. She was doing this the whole time? He asks. The whole time. He sits back, runs his hands through his hair. What do you need me to do? Nothing illegal. Nothing cruel. Just help me make sure the truth gets out. We spend 2 hours crafting a single message. Short, factual, no emotion, no accusations beyond what's provably true. I send it to everyone who attended the vow renewal. Family, friends, co-workers. The group text goes out at 8 p.m. Vanessa ended our marriage at the vow renewal to reunite with Colton Reeves, her affair partner of 3+ years. I'm moving forward with my life. Thank you all for your support during this difficult time. That's it. No screenshots. No evidence attached. Just a simple statement of facts. I don't have to wait long for the responses. My mom calls within minutes, crying. Trevor's girlfriend sends a string of messages saying she always thought something was off. My principal, who attended the ceremony, texts, "Take whatever time you need. We're here for you." But the real responses are the ones I can't see. The ones happening in Vanessa's phone right now. Because here's what I know about people. They hate being lied to more than they hate the actual lie. And when you give them just enough information to make them curious, they'll dig for the rest themselves. Trevor's phone buzzes. It's his girlfriend again. Vanessa's college roommate just called me asking what happened. Said Vanessa told her you two just grew apart, and the vow renewal was about mutual closure. I smile. It's not a happy smile. Let them ask her directly. I tell Trevor. Let her explain the timeline. Let her tell them about Colton. My phone rings. Vanessa. I let it go to voicemail. She calls again. Then texts. Derek, what did you send to everyone? My phone won't stop ringing. People are asking me questions I don't know how to answer. I don't respond. While Vanessa's dealing with the social fallout, Iris is executing phase 2. She texts me a screenshot of her Instagram story. Photo of her at an upscale restaurant, sitting across from a handsome guy who's laughing at something she said. Caption, turns out dodging a bullet leaves room for an upgrade. Grateful for second chances. The post is public. Tag with the restaurant location. Comments are already rolling in from her friends. You look so happy. He's gorgeous. Living your best life. Iris doesn't mention Colton by name. She doesn't have to. Anyone who knows about the divorce will connect the dots. And I know Vanessa follows Iris's account. She's been watching her for years, probably comparing their lives, probably feeling superior because she got Colton in the end. Not anymore. 20 minutes later, Trevor shows me Vanessa's Instagram story. It's a photo of a sunset with the caption, "New beginnings. Finally brave enough to choose happiness." The comments are mixed, half supportive, half confused. Someone asks, "What happened at the vow renewal?" Derek posted something weird. She deletes the comment, then disables comments entirely. Phase 3 happens the next morning. Iris and I spent hours last night combing through the thumb drive for the most damaging evidence. We found photos, time-stamped, geotagged, of Vanessa and Colton at hotels during work hours. Days when Vanessa told me she was meeting with clients or visiting design showrooms. We cross-referenced her Instagram, found posts from those same days showing fabric swatches and paint samples, making it look like she was working. But the time-stamps don't lie. We craft an anonymous email. Professional, concerned, attached the photos with a simple note. Thought you should be aware of how your designer has been spending billable hours. We send it to the Whitmore family, Vanessa's biggest client. They're renovating a historic Victorian mansion, 6-figure project. Vanessa talks about them constantly, calls them her career-defining commission. I don't expect an immediate response. These things take time. But by noon, Trevor forwards me a screenshot from the Whitmore's daughter's Instagram. She's posted a story. When you find out your interior designer has been charging you for work hours she spent at hotels with her boyfriend. Project officially on pause pending review. She's tagged Vanessa's business account. My phone rings. Vanessa, again. This time I answer. Why are you doing this? Her voice is shaking. Angry. Scared. I was honest with you. I didn't cheat in the traditional sense. I told you the truth at the ceremony. Why can't you just let me be happy? I am letting you be happy, I say calmly, with exactly what you chose. You sent something to the Whitmores. They're questioning my professionalism. They're talking about contract violations. Derek, that's my business. That's my livelihood. You should have thought about that before billing them for hours you spent with Colton. Silence on the line. I never. How did you? Vanessa, you humiliated me in front of 60 people. You admitted our marriage was a lie. You chose someone else. I'm just making sure everyone knows the truth about who you really are. I pause. That's what you wanted, right? Honesty. She's crying now. This isn't fair. Colton and I are trying to build a life together. You're sabotaging. I'm not sabotaging anything. I'm just removing the illusion. You wanted to be with Colton? Fine. Be with him. But be with the real him. With the consequences. With the truth. I hate you. No, you don't. You just hate that I'm not making this easy for you. I hang up. Trevor's watching me carefully. You okay? I'm fine. That didn't sound fine. It's not about fine. It's about fair. I set my phone down. She wanted to burn everything down and walk away clean. She doesn't get both. That night, I'm grading papers. Trying to feel normal, try to pretend my life isn't imploding. When my phone rings at 11 p.m. Iris. She's laughing so hard she can barely speak. Derek, you need to. She's wheezing. Check your email. I just sent you a link. What is it? Ring camera footage from Colton's apartment building. From tonight. Oh my God, you have to see this. I open my laptop, click the link. It's a video file, time-stamped 2 hours ago. The footage shows the hallway outside Colton's apartment door. And what I see changes everything. Vanessa's there, pounding on the door, yelling. Even without audio, I can read her lips. Open this door. We need to talk. The door stays closed. She keeps knocking. Harder. Louder. 20 minutes pass in the footage. She's sitting against the wall now, crying. Then another woman exits the apartment. Young. Early 20s maybe. She's laughing, looking at her phone. She walks right past Vanessa without acknowledging her. Vanessa scrambles to her feet, starts banging on the door again. This time Colton opens it. He's in sweatpants and a t-shirt. They argue in the hallway. He's gesturing. She's crying. pointing at the door where the other woman just left. The argument lasts 5 minutes. Then Colton goes back inside and closes the door. Vanessa stands there alone for another 10 minutes before finally leaving. I'm still staring at the screen when Iris calls again. The woman who left, she says. That's Madison, 23, real estate agent at Colton's firm. He's been seeing her for 2 months. While planning his future with Vanessa, Iris confirms. He's doing to her exactly what they did to us. I should feel vindicated. I should feel satisfied. Instead, I just feel tired. Send me the full footage. I tell Iris. Everything from tonight. Already in your inbox. What are you going to do with it? I look at the frozen frame on my screen. Vanessa crying in a hallway outside a closed door, waiting for someone who doesn't want her. I'm going to give her a choice. I say, what kind of choice? The kind that shows her who Colton really is. And then she gets to decide if the truth was worth it. I hang up and open a new email draft. This is the end game. And I'm about to show both of them that some history lessons hurt worse than others. The ring footage showed Vanessa standing outside Colton's apartment at 10:30 p.m., screaming and banging on the door, and the door never opened. I watched the video 3 times before I fully processed what I'm seeing. This isn't the confident woman who walked away from me at the altar. This is someone desperate, broken, exactly where I was 2 weeks ago. Iris calls me back. The neighbor, Mrs. Chun, elderly woman on the same floor. She gave me camera access years ago when Colton and I were married. Security thing. I forgot I still had it until tonight. What happened? I asked, even though I can see it playing out on screen. Vanessa showed up unannounced. Started pounding on his door. You can hear in the footage where she's yelling something like, I left everything for you and open this door right now. I watch Vanessa sink to the floor, back against the wall. She's crying, checking her phone, waiting. Watch what happens at the 40-minute mark. Iris says, I skip ahead. The door opens. A woman walks out, young, maybe 23, blonde, laughing at something on her phone. She's wearing heels and a dress that suggests she wasn't there for a business meeting. She walks right past Vanessa like she's invisible. Vanessa jumps to her feet, starts pounding on the door again. This time, Colton answers. Even in grainy security footage, I can read his body language. Annoyed, defensive. He's gesturing with his hands. The universal sign for calm down. Vanessa's pointing at the direction the other woman went. Colton shrugs. They argue for 5 minutes. Then he steps back inside and closes the door in her face. She stands there, alone, for another 10 minutes before she finally leaves. Who's the woman? I ask Iris. Madison Pierce, 23, junior agent at Colton's real estate firm. I did some digging. They've been seeing each other for at least 2 months. Instagram shows them at the same bars, same restaurants. She thinks they're dating. So does Vanessa. Exactly. Except Colton's planned them both. And based on his dating app profiles I found, he's got at least 3 other women in rotation. My stomach turns. Dating apps, multiple profiles, different photos. On one, he says he's never been married. On another, he's a widower. On a third, he's recently single and looking for something real. Want to guess which line he used on Madison? I don't answer. I'm still watching the frozen frame of Vanessa crying in that hallway. Derek, he's doing to her exactly what they did to us. Iris says quietly. She was never his endgame. She was just convenient, available. And now that she's left you and publicly committed to him, he's already moving on to the next option. I close my laptop. What do you want to do with this footage? I want to post it. Publicly. Iris. Not for cruelty. For safety. Mrs. Chen's concerned about the disturbance. Someone banging on doors, yelling in the hallway at night. I'm going to post it to the neighborhood Facebook group as a community safety concern. No names mentioned. Just the footage and a heads up about the incident. You know someone will recognize her. I'm counting on it. The post goes live at midnight. By morning, it has 200 comments. Someone recognizes Vanessa from her interior design business Instagram. Someone else connects her to the vow renewal story that's been circulating in our social circles. By noon, it's been shared to 3 different local community groups. The comments aren't kind. Isn't this the woman who left her husband at their vow renewal? She destroyed her marriage for this guy. I was going to hire her for my kitchen remodel, but after seeing this mess, hard pass. Vanessa's business Instagram starts getting comments. Questions about her professionalism. Screenshots of the ring footage with timestamps. Someone finds her website and leaves a review. Spends more time chasing men than meeting deadlines. My phone rings. It's Trevor. Have you seen what's happening? He asks. I've seen it. Derek, this is getting out of hand. People are calling her business, leaving negative reviews. I know she hurt you, but I didn't post the footage. Iris did, for legitimate safety reasons. But you knew she was going to. I don't respond because he's right. Just be careful, Trevor says. Revenge has a way of coming back around. I hang up and try to go about my day. Grade papers. Plan tomorrow's history lesson on consequences and accountability. Try not to check social media every 5 minutes. At 6 p.m., there's a knock on my door. I look through the peephole. Vanessa. She's wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. No makeup. Hair pulled back. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. I open the door but don't step aside. Don't invite her in. I made a mistake, she says immediately. Colton isn't who I thought he was. He's been seeing other women. Lying to me. I left everything for him and he... Her voice breaks. Can we talk? About reconciliation? About trying again? I lean against the doorframe. Study her face. 2 weeks ago this moment would have destroyed me. Would have made me question everything. Wonder if maybe we could fix this. Now I just feel tired. You didn't make a mistake about Colton, I say calmly. You made a mistake thinking I'd be here when you failed. That I'd be your backup plan again. Derek, please. You told 60 people I was never your first choice. You admitted you settled for me. You walked away from our marriage for a fantasy. I pause. Well, you got your fantasy. And you got to see exactly what it was worth. I was wrong. I see that now. I chose the wrong person. No, Vanessa, you showed me who you really are. And I'm choosing not to forget that. She's crying now. Full sobs. I have nowhere else to go. My parents won't talk to me. My friends think I'm a mess. My business is falling apart. You need to figure out your own life without using me as a safety net. I step back. I'm not your backup plan anymore. I'm not your plan at all. You're really not going to help me? I'm helping you by not enabling you. You made your choices. Now you get to live with them. I close the door. Lock it. Stand there listening to her cry on the other side for 5 minutes before I hear her footsteps walking away. I sit on my couch in the dark for an hour. This should feel like victory, like vindication, like justice. Instead, it just feels empty. My phone buzzes. Text from Iris. Saw Vanessa's car leaving your street. You okay? Define okay. I text back. Fair point. For what it's worth, you did the right thing. Did I? I'm not sure anymore. Yes, Vanessa deserved to face consequences. Yes, Colton deserved to be exposed. But watching her fall apart in real time doesn't feel as satisfying as I thought it would. 2 weeks pass. I throw myself into work, coach the debate team, help Trevor plan his girlfriend's surprise birthday party, try to feel normal. Then my phone rings at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. Derek? This is Patricia, Vanessa's mother. My whole body tenses. Mrs. Morrison. I know I have no right to call you after everything, but I need to tell you something. About Vanessa. She pauses. She's in the hospital. She had a panic attack at work yesterday and collapsed. The doctors are keeping her for observation. Severe anxiety and depression. My chest tightens. Is she okay? Physically, yes. Mentally, they're recommending intensive therapy, possibly medication. Her voice cracks. Derek, I'm not asking you to take her back. I'm not asking you to forgive her. I just thought you should know. You were her emergency contact. We never updated the paperwork. Does she know you're calling me? No. She doesn't want anyone to know. But you deserve to hear it from someone who cares about both of you. We sit in silence for a moment. Thank you for telling me. I say, finally, I hope she gets the help she needs. Derek, Mrs. Morrison's voice is small. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For everything. You were good to her. Better than she deserved. She hangs up. I sit there holding my phone, staring at the wall. This is what revenge looks like when it actually works. Not clean, not satisfying, just sad. And I realize something that changes everything about how this story ends. I don't want revenge anymore. I want closure. Vanessa's mother called me sobbing. Derek, I know I have no right to ask, but Vanessa's in the hospital. She needs someone to make medical decisions, and we don't know what to do. I'm in my classroom organizing next week's lesson plans when the call comes. For a second, I consider hanging up. This isn't my problem anymore. Vanessa made her choice. But Mrs. Morrison's voice is shaking so badly I can barely understand her. What happened? I ask. She collapsed at work yesterday. Panic attack. They're keeping her for observation. Severe anxiety, depression. The doctors need consent for treatment options. And legally, you're still her next of kin. The divorce isn't finalized yet. I close my eyes. Where is she? Mercy General. 4th floor. Room 412. She pauses. Derek, her father and I, we told her we needed space after everything. After finding out about the years of lies. We were so angry. And now she's... I'll go, I say. Not because I want to. Because it's the right thing to do. The hospital smells like antiseptic and regret. I find room 412 at the end of the quiet hallway. Through the small window in the door, I can see Vanessa in the bed. She looks small, fragile, nothing like the woman who walked away from me 6 weeks ago. A nurse stops me at the door. Family only. I'm her husband, technically, here to sign consent forms. She hands me a clipboard. Medical jargon I barely understand. Treatment plans for anxiety disorder and major depressive episode. I sign where indicated. My hand is steadier than I expected. Would you like to see her? The nurse asks. She's awake but medicated. I should say no, should sign the papers and leave. But something pulls me into that room. Vanessa's eyes are open, staring at the ceiling. She doesn't notice me at first. When she does, her expression doesn't change. No surprise. No hope. Just exhaustion. Hi, I say quietly. You came. Her voice is flat, medicated. Mom said she'd call you. I told her not to. She was worried. Everyone's worried now. Funny how that works. She closes her eyes. Colton blocked me. 3 days after I showed up at his apartment. Said I was too dramatic, too intense, that he needed space. A tear slides down her cheek. Everything I gave up, everything I destroyed, for someone who never actually wanted me. I pull a chair close to the bed. Sit down. You didn't give up everything for him. You gave up everything because you never valued what you had. She opens her eyes, looks at me, really looks at me. I know. We sit in silence for a moment. I'm sorry, she whispers. I know it doesn't matter now. I know it doesn't fix anything. But I'm sorry, Derek, for all of it. I believe you. I don't deserve your kindness. Probably not. But I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because I don't want to be the kind of person who kicks someone when they're down. I stand up. Get help, Vanessa. Real help. Figure out why you spent 8 years lying to both of us. What if I can't fix it? What if I'm just broken? Then you learn to live with the pieces. We all do. I leave before she can respond. Sign the rest of the paperwork at the nurse's station. Drive home in silence. For months pass. The divorce finalizes on a Tuesday. I keep the house. Vanessa moves back in with her parents temporarily while she rebuilds. My lawyer tells me she's in therapy 3 times a week, taking medication, doing the work. I'm glad. Not for her, for me, because it means this story has an ending that's not just destruction. I run into Iris at the grocery store on a Saturday morning. She's in the produce section, laughing with a man I don't recognize. When she sees me, her face lights up. "Derek, this is Marcus." She grabs the man's hand. "My fiancé." He's tall, kind eyes, firm handshake. "Heard a lot about you. The mutual closure mission, right?" I laugh. That's one way to put it. Iris leans in conspiratorially. "Colton got fired 2 months ago. Inappropriate relationship with a co-worker's wife. He moved to Arizona. Fresh start, I guess. And Vanessa? Last I heard, she's doing better. Therapy's helping. Took a part-time job at a design firm. Nothing major, but it's something. Staying off social media. Actually working on herself." Iris squeezes Marcus's hand. "Some people need to lose everything before they figure out what matters. Some people never figure out at all." I say. We chat for a few more minutes before they head to check out. I finish my shopping and drive to my usual coffee spot, the one near school where I grade papers on Sunday mornings. The line is long. I'm scrolling to my phone, not paying attention, when the barista calls out an order. "Caramel latte for Derek." I step forward. So does the woman in front of me. We both reach for the same cup. Our hands touch. We both pull back, laughing. "I'm Derek." I say. "So am I?" "Apparently." She smiles. She's around my age, brown hair, glasses, holding a book under her arm. "Well, technically I'm Lauren, but I ordered the same drink." "Great minds." I say. The barista looks confused. "I can make another one." "Just a minute." "I'll pay for both," Lauren offers. Compensation for confusion. "You don't have to do that." I insist. "It's the least I can do for stealing your name and your coffee order." We end up sitting at the same table while we wait for the second drink. She's a librarian at the public library downtown. Loves historical fiction. Asks about my work. High school history teacher. I tell her, that must be challenging, getting teenagers to care about the past. I tell them it's the only way to understand the present. Most of them don't believe me until it's too late. She laughs. It's genuine, warm, sounds like life in general. We talk for 30 minutes. About books, about teaching, about the weird quirks of our neighborhood. She doesn't ask about my personal life, doesn't dig for drama, just talks to me like I'm a person, not a story, not a scandal. When she gets up to leave, she hesitates. This might be forward, but would want to grab coffee again sometime? Intentionally this time. I smile. I'd like that. We exchange numbers. She leaves. I sit there for another hour, staring at her contact on my phone. This is what closure feels like. Not revenge, not vindication. Just the quiet realization that life continues. That pain doesn't last forever. That some endings make room for better beginnings. I think about Vanessa in the hospital 4 months ago. Think about Colton running to Arizona. Think about all the ways people destroy themselves chasing fantasies that were never real. And I think about Lauren, about the way she smiled when our hands touched over that coffee cup, about the possibility of something that starts without lies, without backup plans, without someone settling. My phone buzzes. Text from Trevor. "How'd the divorce paperwork go?" I type back. "It's done. I'm good." And for the first time in months, I mean it. I'm Derek. I was someone's backup plan for 8 years. I was someone's safe choice, someone's second option. And when she finally told me the truth, it destroyed everything I thought I knew about my life. But here's what I learned. Being someone's backup plan doesn't mean you're not valuable. It means you were valuable to the wrong person. Vanessa chased a fantasy and lost herself. Colton played games and lost a career. Iris found someone who chose her first. And me? I'm sitting in a coffee shop, looking at a phone number from someone who doesn't know my history. Someone who laughed at a stupid coincidence and asked if I want to try again. Not as a backup, not as safe, just as Derek. And maybe that's the best revenge of all, living well enough that the past stops mattering. 3 months later, Laura and I, are walking to the farmer's market on a Sunday morning. She's telling me about a book she's reading, something about ancient Rome and political intrigue. I'm listening, actually listening, because I'm interested, not because I'm supposed to be. You're smiling, she says suddenly. Am I? You do that a lot. Just smile at random things, like you're surprised to be happy. Maybe I am, I admit. She takes my hand, squeezes it gently. I'm glad you're here. Me too. And I mean it, because this isn't a story about revenge anymore. It's a story about what happens after, about choosing yourself, about letting go of people who never valued you, about finding someone who does. I don't know if Vanessa ever figured out what she was looking for. I don't know if Colton ever stopped playing games. I don't even know if Iris's engagement worked out. But I know this. I'm not anyone's backup plan anymore. I'm someone's first choice, including my own. And that's the ending I needed all along.